A brand new One Punch Man chapter is out, and it has an unlikely duo I did not expect to see. Garo and Metal Bat go back to back, and Saitama uses Serious Series' Serious Punch in the battle against Evil Natural Ocean. Hi, I'm Mastar. Today we're reviewing One Punch Man manga chapter 157. Now, we saw at the end of the last chapter Sage Centipede, this brand new above dragon level monster, comes out along with Evil Natural Ocean, representing the earth, the land, the water, all parts of the planet. And this brand new centipede monster should be far stronger than Elder Centipede, but Garo is able to land so many strikes on this thing in an instant using his God Slayer fist that even Sage Centipede is remarking how strong Garo is, taking tremendous amounts of damage from Garo's onslaught. We got a lot to talk about in this gorgeous chapter coming up right after this. When you use the bathroom, you always close the door behind you, right?
Hey man, close the door!
So why would you let people look in on you when you go online? And that's why for today's video, I've decided to partner with ExpressVPN. Using a VPN when you go online not only gives you safety and security, but you can use it for a lot of other perks as well, such as watching various sports from around the world, switching your country so you can watch different shows on Netflix, like all of the Studio Ghibli films and Your Name, a fantastic anime movie. And perhaps most interesting is it can actually help you save money. Some apps like Netflix, for example, will charge you more based on the country you are in. So you can actually log into Argentina and save yourself over $10 a month on your Netflix subscription just by having ExpressVPN. It pays for itself with that alone. Further, ExpressVPN is the #1 highest rated VPN on the market. I use ExpressVPN on all my devices. So protect yourself online, save some money, and watch those shows that you can't wait to see by going to expressvpn.com/Mastar and get yourself 3 months free of ExpressVPN. So in this chapter, we focus a lot on the humans, particularly the kid that Garo went down into the Monster Association and tried to rescue. Now, this kid sees Garo's transformation and just can't even really believe it. And at the same time, Metal Bat is also going to see Garo and recognize his transformation. A lot of the characters that Garo had come into contact with earlier in the series are now seeing him in his awakened form. And some fans are actually a little bit disappointed in Garo's character development in this arc, in terms of, in the one webcomic, he was way more bloodthirsty and crazy. And here in this chapter, you can tell that Garo has very much his human side, and he spends a lot of the chapter trying to protect the helicopter that is carrying the innocent children. He has quite a bit of comical dialogue as well with Metal Bat, and so it's a pretty drastic change from the one webcomic, but personally, I welcome it. Instead of making Garo this bloodthirsty, crazy maniac, we're getting a little bit more of the comical relief side, and that's part of the fun of One Punch Man. Sage Centipede calls Evil Natural Ocean his compatriot, and they actually end up combining attacks against Garo, Sage Centipede using Centipede Grand March, and Evil Natural Ocean using Ocean Grand Cannon. Look at this stunning double page. There is a whole bunch of absolutely breathtaking double pages here in this chapter from Murata. I just can't even get over how much detail he puts into these images and how he's able to put these out every 2 weeks. Like, it's actually mind-blowing. I feel like it would take any other artist 2 weeks just to draw one page like this, and this guy is pumping out like 20 of these a week. So this combination attack actually hits Garo, as you can see on the left of the screen there. Like, he's got blood and he's being shredded apart, but it doesn't really seem to do too much. I thought he said bruh, but he's saying buh. Yeah, he got wrecked, but he's like fine. So Garo's regeneration is absolutely insane in this chapter, and just his monstrified form in general is crazy. Like, this dude can take unbelievable amounts of damage. We saw in his battle with Darkshine, he got his entire rib cage, his entire like bone frame shattered, and he just kept fighting. So his resilience and his monster form is at the top of the series. I don't think there's anybody else, with the exception of maybe Boros, that could handle that much damage and keep fighting. But then we jump to Saitama, who is finally springing into action. And I love the way he acts in this chapter. Like, I'm very happy that we finally got some more Saitama, because he's been out of it for way too long. And a lot of people are wondering, like, where's Saitama? Isn't this show about him? Well, he's back, and he's gonna take on Evil Natural Ocean by himself. And this is what I theorize: the only character besides maybe Tatsumaki and Blast that could get rid of Evil Natural Ocean is Saitama. And so I thought, yeah, he's just gonna come in and one punch this thing. So he's running so fast that he's actually running on the water, which is something that the Flash can do, and he uses Serious Series Serious Punch. And we get 2 double pages in a row. First, we see Evil Natural Water like filling up with light, and then boom! I love this page. It's like parting of the Red Sea. I mean, the detail is just insane. The way Murata is able to draw these crazy high detailed pictures, but like on an angular foreshortened plane, is just marvelous. And I just can't even believe how insanely awesome this is. I mean, you can feel the destructive power of Saitama 100 times over, and bravo Murata. I'm sorry, it's 3 double pages in a row. And look at this one, how he changes the angle and zooms out even more so you can see. Actually, I feel like this is a zoom in, but regardless, like, Murata is just giving so much for the audience's eyes to drink in, just to grasp the concept of how strong Saitama's punch was. And you can see Evil Natural Ocean like splitting apart, and his eyeballs are going in different directions. So I think he's dead. Like, I'm pretty sure he's dead. I'm not 100% sure, but Sage Centipede does say that he's dead at one point in this chapter. So I guess that's it for Evil Natural Ocean. Just one punch from Saitama, and let bygones be bygones. Now there's this aircraft carrier in the ocean, and Saitama's punch has basically just created this massive like tidal wave in the ocean, and this aircraft carrier is in deep trouble because the water is going so crazy because of Saitama's punch. And that's when they look out onto the deck and they see Saitama just standing there, basically surfing the ocean on an aircraft carrier. And I absolutely love the comical relief here. I love these pictures of Saitama trying to like hold himself steady. He's trying to like balance the entire aircraft carrier, just like using his weight just to keep everyone safe, I guess. And it's just awesome. I love it. I love the posing from Saitama. This is great. Murata just goes to a 12, showing us unbelievable pictures of detail with this aircraft carrier and Saitama basically surfing it in this ocean. And I just, again, I can't say it enough. I can't even understand how fast this guy is able to draw so many detailed drawings. Look how he continually zooms out. He wants to give the audience so much perception of exactly what is happening in the universe that Murata is drawing. And you get so invested into every picture because it just explains more and more. Look at this breathtaking surfing an aircraft carrier in a tidal wave tsunami. Like, I don't even know how you describe this, but it is just stunning. I mean, even the way that he draws water is just breathtaking. So here, Sage Centipede is saying that it died, and I guess that's clarification that that's the end of Evil Natural Ocean. I mean, you'd think that its eyeballs would just fall back into the ocean and then it would just reform, which is why I'm not 100% sure it's dead. I mean, it's not like Sage Centipede and Evil Natural Ocean are linked, that we don't think, but he could just interpret it as being dead. In any case, we'll find out in a couple chapters if he does come back, but now Metal Bat arrives as Garo is going up against Sage Centipede, and he's using his fighting spirit, which is basically like, you know, the more he gets riled up and the more damage he takes, the stronger he gets. And he's trying to have his rematch with Elder Centipede, which didn't turn out too well for him the last time, but it was also interrupted by Garo. So he uses Dragon Thrashing, which I believe is the same technique he used against Elder Centipede, and it does basically nothing, and his bat is wiggling in his hand, and he's like, geez, this guy's so hard. And so that's basically showing you like the difference in strength between Metal Bat and Garo, who had a pretty good fight before, and I don't think either of them were a match for Elder Centipede, but now Garo is so powerful that he's easily able to damage Sage Centipede with his Godslayer fist. So this is trying to show you that through the progression of this entire monstrous arc, how much stronger Garo has become over everyone else. And so now they're going to have their meeting yet again, and Metal Bat is going to acknowledge that this is Garo and that he looks completely different and that he has turned into a monster, and he can't really believe it at first. So now we're going to get into some sort of like comical relief slash coolness as they acknowledge each other, and we get this very funny face out of Metal Bat who's like, "You're gonna get in my way again? Like, I'm trying to smash some bugs here." So he tries to swing and hit at Garo, and I love the way that Murata draws like swinging and kicking energy. Just, it's like this flowing kind of laser beam stuff. He does that in almost every chapter and it just looks so cool. But Garo completely ignores Metal Bat and he charges straight towards Sage Centipede. And I think it's because he knows Sage Centipede is going after the helicopter with the innocent civilians in it, as you can see there. So we get Metal Bat like chasing Garo, and they're both running up the back of Sage Centipede, and Garo just says that Metal Bat is another pain in the ass. He's completely ignoring him, and you can see even there's the comical way that Metal Bat is drawn. The second half of this whole chapter is pretty much comical relief. Metal Bat jumps in the way of the helicopter and deflects one of Sage Centipede's attacks, and that's when Garo jumps onto the face of the helicopter and he's like, "Hey, beat it, get out of here. Like, you guys are gonna get destroyed." And he's on camera here as well. So there's going to be some interesting interactions because now Garo has revealed himself to the entire world. He's going to be on TV. We're going to see later Suryu is going to see him and not think he's really a bad guy. So this is very interesting character development. Even Metal Bat here is acknowledging that Garo, although he looks like a monster, still has that human side to him. He's still even trying to help out humans. And as Garo comes back with this crazy kick towards Metal Bat, he actually zooms right past him, this time going back at Sage Centipede. So he's completely ignoring the humans or trying to even help them to an extent, and he's going after the monster. So at this point, I mean, from what Metal Bat has seen, Garo is basically like a hero. Like, he is attacking the monster and trying to help the humans. And so this is where some of the fandom is a little bit disappointed in Garo's character development, because he's not the bloodthirsty maniac monster from the one webcomic. Now he's very much his basic human side again, which we saw because he cared for the kid and he was looking after him. And as he stands back to back with Metal Bat, absolutely beautiful panel, by the way. God, I can't get over how cool that was. I freaked out a little bit when I flipped the page and saw this. It seems like his human side is taking over way more than his monster side, even though he looks like a monster. And it's a little bit confusing because he only has one eye broken out of his monster shell, which I guess is his awakening. But it's almost as if Garo's character is moving in reverse now, which leaves me to ponder what's going to happen by the end of this arc, because he is, spoiler warning based on the one webcomic, supposed to transform even more of a monster in his battle with Saitama. But are we going to even get to that point? I mean, I feel like Garo is regressing. After this whole arc to turn into a monster, now he's showing so much more of his human side. So we'll have to see what happens in the future chapters, but I really do want him to transform again. And now, again, we have all of this comical relief, silly drawings of both of the characters as they're yelling at each other and everything. I think it's funny, but at the same respect, I do want the evil, merciless, bloodthirsty Garo as well. I mean, it's totally badass. This was an interesting change from the webcomic, as we see Garo and Metal Bat teaming up together to take on Sage Centipede. At the same time, it's extremely cool. It was definitely not something that I was expecting coming into this chapter. So here we're going to see on TV Garo's crazy face as they think that he attacked the helicopter. And here we have Suryu in the hospital bed with his sister Suiko, and he's saying that he didn't really sense much killing intent from the monster Garo. And that's interesting. It's like Garo in this chapter lost his killing intent, with the exception of wanting to destroy other monsters. And this thing is that, you know, Garo doesn't really take any side. He's on a side of his own, but at the same time, he is not the same character he was a few chapters ago. So, especially in his fight with Bang and Bomb and everyone else. So I want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Overall, I mean, the art in this chapter was another 12 out of 10. Just unbelievable stuff out of Murata. There's no words to even describe it. It's the best in the world. That's all I can say. He's the best artist in the world. That's it. That's my review. All right, guys. See ya.